Hey there Summoners, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Nathaning, and in this video I'll run you guys through the new builds to help you climb on this new patch. It's a crucial one, so if you want the competitive edge over your opponents, look no further because there are builds for every single role. We'll run through the builds shortly, but make sure you hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any important content like this. Anyway, let's begin the video. Graves has been a problem for several patches now. In case you're wondering, no, I'm not starting with the jungle. Even in the top lane, he's found an unexpectedly high win rate because of his scaling and powerful skirmishing. His range advantage also makes him an impressive lane opponent to play against if your champion isn't equipped with the tools to stick onto him. Even then, it's a tough fight because his E provides bonus armor. For his runes, use Fleet Footwork, Presence of Mind, Legend Alacrity, Last Stand, Magical Footwear, Biscuit Delivery, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and a Defensive Rune. Fleet Footwork will provide you with sustain as well as extra movement speed to maneuver around your opponents. Presence of Mind is honestly really important. I would not substitute this rune since you're not jungling. The lack of mana regeneration is noticeable, and running Presence of Mind will make it so much easier to play the game. For his items, build Immortal Shield Bow, Defensive Boots, Bloodthirster, Lord Dominic's Regards, Infinity Edge, Guardian Angel, and Death's Dance. The second build we have is for Teemo. League's little devil is in a great spot right now, unfortunately. His troublesome blind makes him one of the strongest top lane opponents. In longer fights, as long as he initiates while healthy, he could probably cast his Q twice, leading to what's usually an auto win. That being said, I'll talk about a small adjustment that players can make to this typical build to potentially find easier wins. You'll run Press the Attack, Presence of Mind, Legend Alacrity, Last Stand, Cheap Shot, Ravenous Hunter, Attack Speed, and Adaptive Force, as well as a Defensive Rune. The big difference is with his items. For items, build Nashor's Tooth, Berserker's Greave, Divine Sunderer, Zanya's Hourglass, Void Staff, and Cosmic Drive. Divine Sunderer is heavily underrated on Teemo. It significantly increases his 1-for-1 power, grants magic penetration, and also makes him tankier as well. What's worse than a ranged top laner with the blind? One that's also too tanky to kill. Some extra health and sustain also provides a little bit room for error. We're all human after all, and there's plenty of value in that. A bunch of troublesome champions are currently strong as well as popular. Don't let them stop you from grinding and promoting to the next tier. Hit up a coach over at ProGuides.com. I'm certain they can provide you some excellent insights so you can quickly improve and win your games this patch. That also wraps up the top lane builds for this patch. We'll put them on the screen one more time for you, so check them out, write them down if needed, and let's talk about the jungle next. In the jungle, let's start with Nidalee. In high elo, she's doing exceptionally well. Korean players especially like her, but the default build is usually some AP and burst damage. This build is a little bit different, but at the same time, a throwback. Bruiser Nidalee always finds her way back into the game, and this build utilizes some of Season 11's strongest items to accomplish this. Her runes are Conqueror, Triumph, Legend Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Transcendence, Water Walking, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and a Defensive Rune, likely Armor. Water Walking is an incredible rune to take as it provides extra movement speed to help apply jungle pressure on any side lane. Nidalee already travels quickly with the use of her passive and a cougar form W, and throwing in Water Walking makes her such a quick threat who can catch enemies off guard with her map mobility. Now for the items, you want to build Divine Sunderer, Defensive Boots, Glitter the Rune King, Serex, Frozen Heart, and Wit's End. This build provides plenty of damage, and the added tankiness makes Nidalee extremely frustrating to deal with. Frozen Heart's aura is large enough to affect enemies in both her range and melee form, making it a versatile and effective purchase. Second in the jungle is Poppy. She's consistently performing well as both the top laner and a jungler for quite some time now. Poppy's clear speed is solid, and more importantly, her ganks are quite amazing. Her E's pretty straightforward. If she gets behind her opponent, it's a no-brainer, since all you have to do is push the enemy towards your teammates and win 2v1. Just don't use this against Alawi and you'll be fine, but you know, it's Alawi, so you'll probably be fine. Otherwise, you can slam into the wall for a big burst of damage and that juicy stun. At level 6, she gains even more crowd control, and her overall utility is great for any team composition. For runes, run Dark Harvest, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Relentless Hunter, Water Walking, Celerity, Double Adaptive Force, and a Defensive Rune. Dark Harvest is, for better or worse, one of the better pickups on Jungle Poppy. Electrocute also works, but you need the extra burst damage as a jungler. Without it, you might miss out on some early crucial kills, and trust me, you want to snowball as Poppy because she goes quite hard. Not only is she hard to kill, Poppy hits like a truck when fed, and a ton of enemy players don't expect a tank to one-shot their backline, when honestly they should, 11 seasons into the game. For items, build Divine Sunderer, Defensive Boots, Dead Man's Plate, Thornmail, Abyssal Mask, and Anathema's Chains. That wraps up the jungle, so go ahead and take another look at the screen. We have those builds up for you guys once again, so save them in whatever way you like. Next on the agenda is the mid lane. Pantheon is first in the mid lane. His dominant early game, high kill pressure, and incredible die pressure have always merited him as a powerful solo queue champion. Even on this patch, Pantheon remains an underplayed but potent pick with his ability to single-handedly win 2, sometimes 3 lanes. Since his stun is point and click, he exerts an incredible amount of kill pressure as well, and he demands respect in every single matchup. His runes are Conqueror, Triumph, Legend Alacrity, Last Stand, Biscuit Delivery, Time Warp Tonic, Double Adaptive Force, and a defensive rune. In regards to his items, build Eclipse, Defensive Boots, Black Cleaver, Syrinx Gauge, Guardian Angel, and Death's Dance. Since I just mentioned Pantheon, it's also a great time for me to ask you our question of the day. Do you think flex picks, in other words champions that can be played in multiple positions, make the game more or less fun? I personally like the diversity that they can provide, so my answer is more fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's continue on with the video. Azir is another champion that we want to talk about. While he's had his ups and downs this season, he's gaining popularity in Korea's solo queue as a result of nerfs across the board. Given Azir's dominant late game, players love picking him up to scale and proceed to hard carry. I'll talk a little bit more about him after running through the runes and items. So, for his runes, run Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Legend Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and a defensive rune. For his items, build Luden's Tempest, Sorcerer's Shoes, Zanya's Hourglass, Nashor's Tooth, Rabadon's Deathcap, and Cosmic Drive. The main takeaway from this build is the synergy between Nashor's Tooth and Lethal Tempo. Come the late game, Azir easily shreds through both tanks and squishies alike with his godlike DPS. That covers the mid lane build, so we'll put them up on the screen one last time for you. Take a final note of those, and to conclude, let's talk about the bottom lane. With so many ADCs and carries in other lanes, Karma has been one of the best picks to support them from the bot lane. When she gets a lot of gold since she is played on ADC, she can farm up freely, and she's going to be able to carry the game from this position. From the bottom lane, we have a build for Karma. Karma has found plenty of success as a support this season, so it's no surprise that she's able to exceed expectations with some extra income. With more gold, she has more agency to carry games with her higher damage and additional items. As always, she continues to provide plenty of utility, but deals significantly more damage than her support counterpart. For runes, run Summon Airy, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Taste of Blood, Ultimate Hunter, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and a defensive rune. Her items are Luden's Tempest, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, Staff of Flowing Water, Zanya's Hourglass, Rabadon's Deathcap, and a Void Staff. You're probably not surprised by the fact that support Maokai is a trending pick. In fact, he's quite blossoming right now. While he was recently nerfed, I'm here to bring you the underused but equally as effective alternate to AP Maokai support. It's as simple as playing him as the way he was intended, as a tank. Even without a lot of gold, Maokai is a solid initiator who brings plenty of crowd control to teamfights. Given that all 4 of his abilities apply slow or a root, he has no issues flexibly running interference, appeal, or frontlining for his team. For runes, use Aftershock, Font of Life, Bone Plating, Unflinching, Biscuit Delivery, Time Warp Tonic, Adaptive Force, and 2 defensive runes of your choice. For his items, build Relic Shield, Boots of Swiftness, Dead Man's Plate, Locket of Iron Solari, Abyssal Mask, and Wardstone. Finally, we have a bot lane duo. Aphelios and Lulu are a powerful bot lane duo that can hold their own weight and scale incredibly. Come the mid to late game, they're a fearsome pair. Aphelios' high damage output and Lulu's incredible peel create an unstoppable killing machine. With their powerful poke during the laning phase, they can contest even the most difficult of opponents, including ones like Misfortune. In fact, going even is enough for them since this duo scales remarkably. First up is Aphelios' build. For runes, use Conqueror, Overheal, Legend Bloodline, Cut Down, Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and a defensive rune. His items are Immortal Shield Bow, Berserker's Grief, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and Lord Dominic's Regards. Lulu will run Summon Airy, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Cosmic Insight, Biscuit Delivery, Double Adaptive Force, and a defensive rune. For her items, build Spell Thief's Edge, Ardent Sensor, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, Moonstone Renewer, either Chemtic Putrefier, Mikhail's, or Staff of Flowing Water 5th, and a Wardstone. That's it for the bottom lane builds, as we put them up on the screen one more time for you guys to check out. Since we covered all those builds, we've wrapped up our Korean builds for patch 11.22. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Also, feel free to check out the description for a link to join our Discord. And until next time, everybody, you know the drill. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.